What is up, everybody? We got 57. Okay, everybody's starting to join after the announcement. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Power AMA this week for May 1st. Oh, hey, May 1st. March, April, May. How's everybody doing today?
Good. We're doing good.
Poor end. You know what? Your voice is back, so that's one good thing.
It is back. It's back. I'm feeling all right. I'm just tired. So other than that, I'm good.
Yes, I hear you. I can hear the tired in your voice.
Yeah.
The
Norm-
Lotto, that's something I need to add to the topics.
Normally, I'd wake up and have a coffee and push through it, but I want to be able to sleep after this. So
I kind of want to
no
go to sleep.
caffeine today.
Well, I just got back from lunch and got to eat, and then had to scarf it down and get ready for this. So I hope everybody's ready. So let's jump into it. Again, welcome everybody. Those listening on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. The bi-weekly AMAs with Power, whether they're good, bad, or ugly, we're here. And what a week this has been. That's the only way I can say it. The market has been brutal. Phantom has been not helpful. As we finally got the sliding tax finally pushed out, everybody's been asking. And if you guys think about it, 2 weeks ago when we had our last AMA, we launched our lottery. So within 2 weeks, we got the next piece of the puzzle out. I know we were working on it, and I do want to kind of go over how we did have 2 devs that were hired. One did not pull through like he was supposed to, and I'm gonna go out and cut did not pay him because he did nothing for us. So we hired 2. One got axed and did not get paid for the junk that he worked on. We do have Lou, who has been smashing things out. As we pushed out the sliding tax, we have come across a bug that they are working on. I don't know if Dabs can speak to it. I know Ronin can maybe speak to it. What we're trying to face here with different bugs dealing with the sliding tax, and it's the same stuff that THOR has been dealing with, but each network is a little different. Right now, something in the tickets we've been noticing is please understand when you claim compound, or what we just realized today is when you make a new node, let's say you have 10 nuclear nodes and first you buy tokens and you make a new node, what happens is when you do it per tier, so we have our claim compound built in tiers. You can claim or compound, all your nuclears or all your hydros or your solars, right? But if you make a new node as well within one of those tiers, it pulls from the latest date. So let's say you had 10 and you were in the 30% tax. If you make a new node, not compound, let's just say you make a new node, it will pull the latest date and it'll put you back into the 60%. That's a detriment of moving from the tiers, from individual claiming, which we all hated the individual, because now you have to claim, let's say you had 30 nodes, you have to claim each one individually. So then we moved it into the tiers. That's a detriment there that we're seeing, where if you make a new node, it's pulling the latest date. So I just want to share the information that we're trying to work through, because then the other issue is if you add a claim all, that just compounds the issue even more. Now, where if you were to make a new solar, it would reset all of them. So we have to try to find that balance, and right now it's tiers. So you kind of have to plan out your compounding, your claiming, and or your making of a new node. It sucks. I'm not happy with it either, but it's kind of where we're at. We had to try to fix the daily sell issue that we were coming across. Is this the answer? I don't think it is. We still have a lot to work through. We have a lot of things we want to try to blaze our own path with the protocol, as the mod team and everybody we're working on behind the scenes that you're going to see in the rest of the topics. But definitely want to share with you guys. There's a lot of things going on with the sliding tax, and the main purpose of it. Remember, it's a sliding tax. I've been getting a lot of DMs of, oh my God, 60%. You guys are ridiculous. It's a sliding tax. It's 7 days. It goes down to 30%. And if you guys look around the space, it kind of blows my mind. We don't have maintenance fees. We have a sliding tax that moves now and helps with daily sell pressure, versus other ones who are making you then pay a monthly fee to then get your, keep your nodes. And then also, some of them are already at 30% just to start. I'm not going to mention any
and then
names. There's a couple
and then
that
a
are
sell
50.
tax.
Yeah, and then a sell tax. Yeah, so uh, as a mod team and us as being investors as well, I think we're truly trying to think of what's best for the investors as a whole, not just the protocol. And I'm going to use a couple examples. A maintenance fee. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't like a maintenance fee because that's just putting more money into a pocket. And right now we're seeing like the funds aren't moving, investments aren't happening because Phantom's tanking. And I think it's a good idea, as Phantom is probably our best investment, or it was, other than this week's market bloodshed that's happened. But once you start selling Phantom, you're realizing those losses. So and then investing into something else. But again, back to the maintenance fees. All that's doing is putting more money into the treasury, and I don't think that's appropriate for anybody to do. Hey, add a maintenance fee that's just going back into more of the project, not for you guys. So I'm just being honest, and I think could it help if I had the ability to the treasury and I can move things, or anybody on this team? Absolutely. And then I'd feel comfortable being able to tell you guys, hey, now that's going into something that we're doing buybacks or we're doing something with it. We're just not there. We trying to stop the daily sales and trying to change our path as we move down the list of topics. You'll see where we're starting talking about interactive nodes and trying to gamify this a little bit. Ronan, did you or no? Ronan's not here. Daz, do you have any kind of insight or any ideas as to maybe some of the bugs with the claiming compounding?
Yeah, I believe a lot of it is just the wrong contract addresses and working with the times and for getting the appropriate rewards for your nodes and stuff like that. So I think it's more of like a timestamp issue with the code.
So they're pointing in the wrong direction, or
Yeah.
one contract
Or
address is wrong.
yep,
Yeah.
that's probably it.
Okay. Well, like I said, with the devs are aware, our issue now is it's 1 p.m. my time, which means it's 10 o'clock cuts time, and probably losing a whole nother time zone. So I think it's like 4 a.m. his time. So that's something we deal with as we go through tickets and try to help and attack some of the bugs that we're dealing with. As we find it, we have to wait for them to wake up, as then we're going to sleep. So just giving you guys heads up, having conversations, talking about it as we moving on. Sliding tax will be a big conversation as we get into the AMA. Moving on. So I do want to share something with you guys. I kind of shared with a couple people. I think this is huge. The next topic is I was added to a multisig for marketing for the team in terms of being able to help us move forward, or in those aspects. So Cut was gonna just send me funds, and I didn't want to just have it sitting in my wallet. I didn't want to deal with taxes or anything as well with that. So I asked him to set up a multi-sig so that I could start, helping the team, and we can do some marketing. We can start getting some movements with our partners. As you guys saw this week, we did a giveaway with HIVE. They did, trying to cross pollinate our discords and the U of T. We'll probably do one here with THOR soon as well. But I was able to take those funds and make it happen much faster than waiting for or asking for. So I just wanted to share that. I think that's a really big step, and I'm happy that I'm part of that multi-sig. And as we move forward, we'll be adding more people to it. So I just wanted to share that. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. And then with that multi-sig, does Mascot, you want to talk about any of the marketing stuff we've kind of started working on?
Yeah. I know Duck has been banging out some really good numbers as far as the Google Ads that we've been experimenting with. We have Google Ads running with our new landing page, and we're trying to tool around with that to optimize. We've made thousands of impressions and gotten hundreds of clicks, so that's really exciting. And we had a meeting with a professional marketing manager as far as who manages everything from Facebook ads to Google ads to TikTok. So we're probably going to try to move forward with that individual about getting some consistent quality TikTok content made, since that's kind of an untapped market that we haven't really dabbled into much. And so I should be reaching out to that person today or Monday to hopefully get the ball finalized on that and really get some stuff out.
Yep. No, it's so that's what's cool, right? We've been waiting for marketing, and now we kind of have a little bit of control with it. Another thing, I saw some comments, but we started a Telegram, and I hope you guys understand the Telegram's not really for the people in the Discord. It's to reach out to people, and what I've learned in this space, there are a lot of countries, a lot of people who use Telegram for crypto. Like, it's insane. So we're trying to reach out to another portion of the social media platforms and bringing people in. So the Telegram was more so just letting you guys know that we have a Telegram, so that way if you see it, it's not, you know, it's not a scam. And then to try to bring people in. That's part of marketing, right? That's like asking, why do a Facebook ad? Why do a Google ad? It's getting exposure. It's marketing. It's another avenue for people to find us. So I just wanted to share that. That was another one we've done, and we're going to continue to. So that's part of the multi-sig and part of the marketing that I am part of. So we can keep moving. And so any ideas you guys have, don't hesitate to tag me and say, hey, this would be a good avenue to look at. I do want to be careful with the funds, as I've been trusted with trying to help this protocol. I'll be on that multi-sig, so I'm obviously going to do my due diligence and get the team involved, and we'll take a look. But don't hesitate to reach out and give me ideas, as again, I feel like this protocol is truly a community-driven project, because it's us or nothing at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Anything on that marketing, Andos? I know Shadow's having his anniversary today, so I just do want to do a shout out to Shadow.
Yeah, no.
Congrats.
I'll just touch on that. Yeah, the Telegram is definitely. I know a lot of people hate it. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I do use it probably equally as much as Discord. But it is still probably the most common media for crypto globally. I don't know how it is in the States there, but yeah, it's definitely still the biggest. So it's a good move for us to have it, and I think it will pick up pretty quickly on there as well.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like Discord when I first started using it. After being on Telegram for so long, it took me a while to get used to Discord, but
That's
I like it now. But yeah,
that is fun. I hate Telegram. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I cannot figure it out.
Oh, me too.
I feel like
Me
I'm
too.
reading a text message group chat, and it's just driving me crazy.
Yeah, no, it drives me crazy too. I'm there with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's great. I love, that's what I want everybody to hear, right? Is it's not, there was some comments in the general like, why are we starting something like that? We don't need another place to talk about it. And it's not meant for Discord people. Actually, it's meant to bring those people into our Discord, because this is our main hub. Andos, great point there.
Yeah. I'll also quickly just drop in a message about the passive poker thing too. I managed to secure a few different deals, so now there's 24/7 tournaments running in there. There's about $100,000 in guarantees each week, so it's pretty large. It's up there with the biggest unions in the world at the moment in terms of
Nice.
guarantees. So if people want to check that out, it's pretty large now.
No,
It took off really quickly.
That's awesome. And now that I have some marketing, we can do some more passive poker giveaways and getting people involved. Again, another place where you can utilize, I know a lot of people hate it, but you can utilize the power token to get on tables. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, that's it. 100%.
So okay, cool deal. So what's next? We got to fix some of our bugs. I'm gonna be honest. We need to fix bugs and issues, and that's where our focus as the mod team is gonna be making sure that we are making the project that's here and now working. So right now the bugs is our focus. The next is going to be looking at something I think is really going to be helpful, creating a somewhat of a constant buyback when you claim. Rather than those claim tax, the 60, the 30, the 15, 20, whatever you end up paying in claim tax, rather than just going back into the reward pool and doing nothing for the project except for just adding to the rewards pool, creating a phantom fee where you pay that in phantom instead of power, right? That goes to the project. The project then takes that and creates an automatic buyback of those tokens. So it changes a little bit of the reverse of the chart. It starts adding more buys onto the chart from the project, not from you guys, right? You're gonna pay your, let's say you're paying 60%. Okay, you're gonna pay quite a bit in Phantom, but you get all your tokens. It makes the transactions a little bit clearer, and we can all do our math a little bit simpler. But then that 60% of your claim then goes into purchasing the power tokens, and then that gets sent to the rewards pool. So it does the same thing, it just changes the chart. It does not save the project. It's not meant to be the end all and make it climb to $100 a token, but it is much better than just sending the tokens into a reward pool and there's nothing behind it. So we want to look at that's something I truly think will be a good add, as well as us working on the interactive nodes. Now, Mascot and Don have worked on a document that they're going to send off to Cut and make sure the idea that we have with interactive nodes is actually codable and functional. We've got the document ready. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mascot. We've got it done. We have all the idea on paper. We just kind of holding off because we want them to focus on fixing the bugs right now.
But it's got some cool stuff in it, man. I'm excited.
Do you want to go down a little bit and maybe explain it to people a little bit better?
Yeah. So, and keep in mind, I want to make this a heavy disclaimer. Everything I'm about to say is obviously in the beta version of us, like mapping everything out, and it's subject to change per the capabilities of the blockchain and the current structure of how power is built, right? So keep that in mind as I talk about certain things are subject to change as needed. But essentially what we want to do is create sort of a multifaceted utility as far as what you can do with your power tokens, right, and your generators, and really making it sort of a tailored experience for how everybody wants to really get their reward. So everybody's probably familiar with NFTs, right? Non-fungible tokens. We're looking at utilizing those as we move forward. That you would mint them with power tokens and potentially Phantom. We're very much open to the idea of having multiple currency usage so that we're not abandoning the Phantom network, because we're one of the largest projects here and we always want to support our chain while supporting the power token. So let's say, for instance, you'd mint an NFT, right? And what that would allow you to do is it had various stats on it, right? Stats that change how long that NFT is useful for before you have to recharge it with more power or energy or Phantom. It also has stats based that affect how long it lasts, like I said before, you have to recharge it, how much it costs to recharge it, and how much of a discount you would get on the current claim tax tier, right? So let's say that you're somebody that's really in the long haul sort of investment, right? And you don't really want to be claiming your power as often because you really want to be in it long term. You could shoot to mint or buy an NFT off the secondary marketplace that doesn't have so many stats towards reducing the claim tax, but instead lasts longer with you having to not refill it and pay to refill it so that your nodes continue to work. So essentially, as long as you have those battery, that we're calling them power battery NFT pack, power battery packs, as long as you have them, your generators will continue to run, and you just have to refill them every so often, and they boost your generators with those various perks. So not only will it reduce emissions, because generators that are maybe in accounts that aren't being utilized, right? There are people guaranteed with nukes and hydros and stuff that haven't looked or claimed their power tokens in 2 or 3 months. That just happens in DeFi with the amount of nodes generators that we have. There are dormant generators. So this would not only shut down those generators and reduce the emissions, it's going to help us create buy pressure, because it's going to give more use case to power and Phantom and energy, because you have to use it to keep your generators going, right? So every couple of weeks, you need to refill your battery packs or maybe mint some more, or buy them off of the third-party marketplace, which will also make a small income off of. So it's kind of a win-win-win for everybody. You get to customize your power generator experience use in this sort of interactive income and utility. And it also is a win-win because it gets, so to speak, it gets power off the street and back into the project, both through just utilization of having more things to do with your power tokens and creating inherent need to use them more wisely or buy them. So you're creating buy pressure, reducing sell pressure, and reducing emissions, while also giving more user interactivity and customizability to your power generator experience.
Definitely
Interesting.
something different in it.
Yeah, definitely something different. It's definitely something kind of like what we talked about in the last AMA. You know, it's a form of, you know, you can call it a form of a fee, but it's still interactive in utilizing the tokens, not asking you for more phantom. In that aspect of it, right? The biggest thing I think we look at here, and he touched on it, is getting rid of the inactives. Somehow we need to figure out, you know, with our emissions, and every project has done this. I want to say THOR did this when they went to their maintenance fee, and tons of people missed it, and all those rewards were missed. That's not what we're trying to do, is punish those who aren't here. It's just, if you're not active and you're not paying attention, or let's say your wallet was scammed, and now you have somebody who's just waiting for you to move phantom into your wallet and they're sweeping it. You just got to go in and sign, or you know, gamifying the nodes a little bit as we grow into this, right? There'll be a signature portion, and there'll also be the gamified portion of it. But if you're not active or you're not involved in it, because something happened to your wallet or you just walked away, those emissions will go away. Not what we want, but it helps the project with the ones that truly were hacked or abandoned, if that makes sense for you guys. I'm interested. I think it's different than anything else anybody else is doing. We'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Obviously, everything's subject to change, as Mascot has said. We have a lot to figure out what is truly doable.
Yeah, if anyone has any good backgrounds with tokenomics, we would gladly take your input, because this is something that could be revolutionary in the node space.
I love it. We're gonna give it all to Dabs to code, because where you at, Dabs? By the way, so Dabs and Ronin have been are kind of helping with the UI work. As you guys have seen, Ronin has done a ton of work. Shout out to Ronin. And Dabs kind of got caught in between moving and lost his computer ability. But where you at with that?
I'm still waiting for a GPU. I'm actually on my phone right now. Yeah, these guys broke my 3090, which is about $2,000 right now for a used one. Took them 5 weeks to deliver it, only for it to arrive broken. So I haven't had a machine in like 5 weeks. But apart from that, hopefully I'll be able to help more soon. Ronin has been definitely doing a lot of lifting on the UI side. But yeah, I think soon, with a little bit more help from my end, we should be able to push more new updates out a lot more quickly.
Yeah, and then our other idea there too is Lou needs some help with Cut. I know Cut's been working on the governance. I think he's come across some issues with integrating it. I know the last time I saw it, was it with you, Andos? He shared a message that, or was it Shadow? Maybe it was Shadow, but he was sharing that the integration allowing our governance to be implemented was like failing. So he's looking for something else to integrate it. Again, I'm way over my head. I'm just sharing a message.
It was something to do with the hosting or something like that. It was stopping it.
Yeah.
Something needed to be done.
So,
yeah.
So it's being worked on. There's stuff. Again, power. I'm gonna say this. We might not be the greatest node in the space. I know that, but we have not failed to deliver. Everything we've been talking about is being worked on. Everything we talk about is not just hope or hopium and lies like a lot of other projects do. We're pushing stuff out. Yes, it takes us a little bit longer. We're maybe a little bit slower, but here we are. We're still here doing AMAs. I hope it's understood and appreciated. Not everything happens overnight, and not everybody works at the same speed.
Yeah, we have a really small dev team compared to most of the protocols. So
yeah,
We only have like, I believe we used to have Ghost and a couple other people, but I'm not sure where those guys went. So now it's mostly just Liu and Cut
Yep.
doing the heavy lifting right now.
Yep.
And
Yes.
Ronin.
Yep. Agree. All right. Product delivery has been 100%. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Getting pinged in the general chat. I appreciate you guys. I do. All right. So moving on. Hopefully, again, like we said about the interactive nodes, again, community driven. As we get this built out, I've already kind of shared the nutshell about the interactive nodes, and Cut was actually said it's a really good plan. He's actually interested, so he wants to see it written down on paper, and then they can start talking about how to do that. Governance is being worked on. What else? I know we are working on a couple other things. My mind, it's escaping my mind right now, but that's where we're at. Again, if you guys have ideas, we are here. Moving into partnerships, collabs that we've been working on, kind of talked about it in marketing. You guys did see the Hive. I know somebody won a baby bear. I hope it was somebody from Power. If not, we're going to try to do some more of those collaborations now that I have a little bit of funds to be able to help give more giveaways away. I really do want to do one with Thor. Tell them, hey, stop ignoring us. We're here. But me and Yusuf, who's over there, and Aaron, we talk. So I'm gonna get those guys to do a kind of a cross giveaway as well, and we'll go from there. And when we gave away Phantom, maybe that's another idea. My original idea was giving away lottery tickets, but if you're not in Power, a lot of people get confused with what's Power and what's energy and how do you buy the lottery tickets. So I just wanted the first giveaway was just to give away Phantom and allow them to purchase Power. Hopefully they didn't just dump it, but if they did, it didn't hurt our project. Giving Power away sometimes to people who don't want to get into a project only hurts us. So we're trying to bring people in and get them involved as best as possible. Any other ideas? Again, we're open, community driven. We're here. Last thing I have on my list is Lotto. The lottery, it's up to 3,400 for this week. Winners have been drawn. Please, please, please claim. That is another thing we have to work on, is making that automated. Let me add this. Please claim your winnings. And let me be perfectly clear and transparent. If you do not claim, I'm actually trying to get control or multi-sig of the lottery as well, to where I can do the burning of the energy that's left in there. So let's say, I'm going to be honest, for the first week that was, what was it, $11,000 was up for lottery. The first place did not claim. If I don't remember correctly, the first place did not claim. Second place did. I want to say first, third, fourth, fifth. I think there was first and like seventh didn't claim, or eighth.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 that didn't.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 that didn't, which truly sucks. And but if they didn't claim, those tokens and the energy is still sitting in that wallet, but they can't claim it, and they probably don't even know they won still. So my idea is I'm gonna get a hold of it, and then I'm gonna throw the rewards back into the pool, and then the energy that is in for the winner is gonna get burned. All that does is help us as a project. If you're not claiming, but I want to try to get on a multi-sig where I can help with that aspect, or open that up where I can then reward the first place. The problem's going to be is confirming if they don't have it on their UI. So things we're working through, things we're trying to get fixed there. But please, the lottery I think is a lot of fun and gives us a use case. You can win. This week was $3,000 was in the rewards pool, split up 48% of that. I'd love to win in this market. I would love to win something like that. And then lastly, I'm just going to go on. The market as a whole has been what's the word I'm looking for? A bloodbath as a whole. So please, 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 let's try to keep some positivity. Power cannot do good without Phantom doing good, and it's just the reality. When Phantom is under $1, which I'm truly upset about myself, as I have personally I have a large bag of Phantom as well.
Yeah, my bags are hurting.
Yeah, so you know, we can only do so much to try to pump it up and do what we can in this kind of market. But we're not going to stop. I hope everybody realizes that. I hope everybody sees this. Is we're here. We're not stopping. This team's going to continue forward. Whether Phantom's at $1 or Phantom's at 10 cents, whether Power's at $1 or 10 cents or $100, we're still here. So, just wanted to share that and talk about it because everybody's probably hurting not only in Power, but I mean, I saw AVAX down at 55 the other day, which also made me cry. So there's a lot happening.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, definitely sharing, right? You can't come in here with a tunnel vision and look just at Power. You got to look at, well, how can Power be outperforming Phantom when people are pulling Phantom funds out, right? If you're pulling funds out of Phantom, nobody's buying Power. Nobody's buying any projects right now, and that's just the space, the market as a whole. There was a lot of conversation.
It'll swing.
Yeah, it will, and that's why we're still here. That's why you don't just give up. You keep pushing through, and we'll do what we can to bring new investors, new people in, or even make this better for the ones who are here.
Mm-hmm.
With that, that's all I got.
I just want to touch on one thing real quick. I was seeing some people in the general chat talking about calling the Power Battery Pack NFT idea just a maintenance fee with more steps. I just want to remind you guys, like, the attributes of those different NFTs would be designed to have a rarity to them, which adds inherent value for people that maybe don't have as much power or as many generators. So there's inherent value in minting higher rarity NFTs. And also, even looking at our friend and partner THOR, their maintenance fees are flat, right? You go in, you pay your payments every month, or you pay it a couple months in advance, and that's it, right? That's not interactive, and there's no ability for you to customize the experience that you have. So I'd really just oblige everyone to really think about that, how that's not a maintenance fee in the sense of you're not just paying to play, right? You're creating a catered custom experience to have the generators work in a way that is best for you. We had a lot of people talk about they didn't like the cost of the claim fees or the sliding tax. Inherently, one of the attributes of the NFTs is mitigating some of those claim tax at every tier. So that's exciting. And I just have to remind you all that there's no silver, golden bullet, whatever, that's going to make Power shoot to $100 again, right? We've said this time and time again that it is a collective of things to make Power be here for the long term and to make it a working financial ecosystem. As much as we'd like, we can't just make money out of thin air. And as long as people are just claiming their Power and selling it, you know, it's going to go down. And so we have to do things to be able to keep that money in the ecosystem and to keep new money coming in and old money that's in it from just abusing it at a massive rate. We want people to make real sustainable cash income for themselves, but also there has to be some interactivity involved. We can't just shoot ourselves in the feet. So the phrase "it takes money to make money," right, is something that is true to business. It's true to life. We can't just print dollars, right?
Yeah, well, it's also giving utility, right? So we're trying to find a way to give utility to those tokens. We're not trying to force you as a user to have to buy more, right? If you claim and then utilize those tokens rather than selling to play the game, that's what we're looking for, right?
Exactly.
And again, you remember we were talking about node decay. This is still type of a node decay system, but in my opinion, better gamifying it. Not just saying, oh, well, good luck, you're gonna die, the node's going away. But the true issue in the space is emissions. Everybody knows this. These nodes, you start getting too many and you have too much emissions, and the projects start having to have this debt that they have to pay out. So we're trying to balance that, right? I'm going to use what DB told me 2 weeks ago. Keep the circus moving and keep everybody coming to the circus rather than to the one-man show. So that's our idea. Keep everybody staying here, wanting to play the power game. And if you don't want to play the power game, then we move on. You move on, and so does your node, right?
And your node doesn't lose. You don't lose your node. The current design is that your node would become dormant, and at any time you want to spin it back up, you just refill the power battery pack, and just like that, it kicks up. The generator starts running again. So, right, just adding use case and options for the users. So you guys are at the forefront of our minds, and how we want to make sure that the generators and power nodes and everything is doing what we can to service the investors, but also to service you guys. We have to have any type of value.
Yeah.
And so protecting that value is also is key, because if we protect the value, we protect you guys. So everything we do is with that in mind.
Yep.
You guys also do have to keep in mind that our emissions are really, really high. So I did the math last week on the 26th on THOR's emissions, and with their current monthly fees before they did the nerf on the 28th, and those guys were getting $4 million a month in monthly fees alone. And if you think about what that could do for our treasury, like if all those fees were sort of gamified to the point where it keeps your nodes running and gives bonuses to your nodes and stuff like that, it's going to keep your nodes running more, and it's going to generate more money for our treasury to be able to do buybacks and keep the prices of our tokens, higher than where it is right now.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, right? But that's where that's where I get frustrated with maintenance fees, is if they're not being utilized. How are they being utilized, right? And
Exactly.
yeah, they got to be utilized properly before I want to say, let's just make it a maintenance fee. I think with this model, it's somewhat of a maintenance fee, but gamifying it, if we can do it properly and utilize the token, I think that's, to me, that might be better, right? Creating a use case for your token within our gamification, and putting it back into the system versus just give me Phantom, and then what is the project doing with that Phantom? I don't want it to fund more of the treasury where it's not being utilized. I want it to fund the project. Either
If it's done properly, it neutralizes the fee anyway. Like, we'll call it a fee, right? The fee doesn't exist if it's done right.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I agree.
Think of
It
it as
nullifies it.
just recharging the price of power.
Recharging. Well, like I said, there's a lot for us to work out. That, like Dabs even mentioned, the tokenomics. I'm by no means an expert in that, but we do. If anybody is willing to come up and maybe help us look through some of the tokenomics, we'd love to hear from you. That was a really good point.
Yeah, if you guys can we can give you information on the emissions and some of the stuff that I've done, so that by the time that you start coming in, start giving us your input, we can easily set up a plan where we could have good tokenomics as soon as possible, and then release it out to the public, so that we can get our price pumping again.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that you guys got anything else before we start opening it up.
Nah, let's open the gates, man.
All right. You want to bring people up while I try to answer some questions?
Yeah, requests are open.
All right. Raise your hands. DB, I gotta call you out, man. What do you mean the AMA has such a sad undertone? What? I don't have a. Do you
I
guys?
saw that too. I almost said something.
Oh, everything's down.
All right, G Ware, go ahead and
But
come
you know
on up.
what? I'm gonna be
And Johnny
DB.
Boy.
I'm gonna say this, DB. You answer me, and I appreciate that answer, because I'm glad that's what you're. It's the whole market. I'm glad you realize that. But I'd rather be honest and not that. I hope you guys know me. I'm not gonna come in here and give you hopium that when the market is as bad as it is, we all have to talk about it. We do have to realize it. When people don't, they get this tunnel vision that it's just power. And that, to me,
Yeah,
that's worse.
there's a lot going on in the global financial sort of
Ugh.
space right now. There's a
Yep.
lot to consider. And people have a lot of good reason in their personal lives to be stacking up cash and putting family first and putting food on the table and making house payments and everything. So, I take solace in that, in seeing the price of power decline in the way that it is, knowing that the other market, the rest of the market is trending downwards too. Gives me a little solace to know it's like, well, at least we're doing something somewhat right. Because if the market was going up and power were going down still, I would be much more concerned.
That's true. We'll see. We'll do what we can, and we'll do when we can. Smart treasury community and all right. That's Guer and Johnny Boy. What's up?
Hi there, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Guer?
Hope you're all good. Just two questions. So, sliding tax was obviously implemented. Is it too early to see if it's having a positive effect? Do we need to wait a couple more weeks? I suppose the market conditions isn't helping either, but that was predominantly for
Yeah.
sales and stuff. So, are we
Most
able
of
to
it-
see if that's having a better
Yeah,
impact with regards to them daily little sales that we were seeing?
Yeah, most of it's coming from market sentiment. It does help as far as like depreciation of our price goes. It's definitely slowed it down. So I don't think we'll start to see a positive effect until the whole market is starting to trend again, and we sort of slow down more of the bleeding. I would say that the only thing that is not complete with the sliding tax system is that we have a couple of bugs that we need to fix, and after that's fixed, I think we'd be in a really good place.
Yeah, we got to differentiate what's market and what's project in terms of the cells.
Yep.
Just if the market starts picking up and then we're still stuck in the same spot or going the other way, then obviously there's a problem. But I don't think we'll see that. But we're not going to know until the market does recover, like you said.
Yeah, we got to see some big movements. You know, somebody mentioned Bitcoin being when Bitcoin was up, we weren't concerned. I haven't seen Bitcoin make a rally that's going to change the sentiment of the market in a while. Maybe I don't pay attention enough, but
It's the SEC spot,
Sorry, guys. I think I had to restart Discord there. Apologies.
Oh,
Yeah.
we lost you.
I
I hope you heard the
apologise.
answer.
I didn't. I do apologise. Sorry.
Oh, blame the SEC. That's the answer.
But are you effectively putting it down to market conditions? Because the only sort of, not to go against it, because I totally agree with the market conditions, but surely we should be able to see that the daily sales are reducing, or if not, we are seeing that the sliding tax is working in our favour, where we are getting that 60% tax.
The buy to sell ratio is definitely slimmed in a little bit.
Cool.
Or a lot, I'd say. Definitely, yeah. It's definitely the ratio has definitely come in a lot since putting in the tax.
The issue is you're not seeing buys as much because of the market
Yeah.
sentiment. So it's hard. We do have a couple people though who are tracking like buys and sells, and I'm gonna be brutally honest. I do not have the time or ability to track that number. So if you guys do have those numbers, that would be really helpful for that kind of question. But I have seen like Ferret is in chat every day, and he's been mentioning those numbers. And I want to say he mentioned the same thing Andos just said. It's slightly changing, and we'll see some more as we go along. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, what you come across is we put out the sliding tax. It takes people weeks to see things. I'm gonna be brutally honest. We have tickets asking why am I being charged 60%, and you're like, please read the announcement that mentions sliding taxes out. We'll have this for the following weeks, I promise you. So it takes some time for people to understand.
No, that's cool. I suppose it's just a bit of confidence from my side that it is sort of working in the sense that our treasury is gaining from it. That's all I was wanting in terms of the overall project. So that's good.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Discord kept cutting out as well. So if you don't want to ask this because you've just gone over it, I fully understand. I'll get information another way. But it's all about this maintenance fee game with the fee. I didn't fully understand that, and obviously it didn't help with Discord keep cutting out. But are we effectively creating a no decade service where we're going to have to get people to either buy an NFT or input more capital to keep their nodes running? Because it sort of feels wrong to me.
Ideally, we would want to offer the opportunity where you don't have to input more capital, right?
Yeah.
Just using some of your power,
your reward,
based on the NFTs that you have, if you've minted them or if you bought them off the secondary market, based on your style of how you'd like to operate your generators, to refill the battery packs, right? So over time they run out of energy, they run out of juice, and they don't power the nodes anymore, the generators, and so you have to recharge them. And I think it would be wrong for us to offer that to be recharged in if we offered you charge it up in multiple things, that's fine, but I think it would be super important that you can recharge it with the power that it has made.
Okay. And what's the goal for that? So what are we trying to achieve by
More
doing that? Is that
utility.
an emissions?
Yes.
Reducing emissions and in two ways, right? So we're reducing emissions for those node holders that aren't around. So let's say, for instance, and this is a morbid case, and I apologize to use this, but let's say someone with a big bag were to pass away and their wallet had 120 nuclear nodes in it, right? They're making 70 or 80 power a day off of those nodes for the rest of their life, right? With this model, if they don't have NFTs to power them, or even if they did, when those NFTs run dry, their nodes will still exist, but will cease to generate power. So for people that aren't involved in the project anymore, they won't be causing the active investors that are part of the project and are excited about the project, they're not causing harm to those investors. And it also allows us, for the people that are active in power, to keep circulating a little bit of their funds to also help reduce emissions. So not enough that you're not going to be making money off of your nodes, but to reduce emissions twofold. And also to allow for new investors that come in to have more things to be excited about of, okay, cool, I have my power token and I get to kind of interact with the nodes, the generators, and kind of make it my own experience. Because with a lot of these projects that you see that are node-based, they're really boring. I'm going to be honest with you. I love our partner THOR. I go to their website once a month, and it's to claim my THOR and then sell it, and that's fine, right? It's just not a very exciting experience. It's really, really, it's dull. So it allows us to have not only more utility and get more power utilized by old and new investors, it also just creates a more personalized experience of, these are my generators. I make them work for me how I want them to. And it keeps people in our app. It keeps people involved in the community, and it keeps excess power off the streets.
Yeah, we can keep building. We can keep building with that too, Greg. Like it's gamifying. So Thor's got the P2E. I don't think Phantom is the chain to create a P2E on. But if we can create this system of a play to earn your node system, and I don't know if there's anyone out there that's doing this. I hope not. I hope we're kind of blazing our own path here, but we do that in a system where we're utilizing our tokens and utilizing within our system. Let's just use, for instance, I don't know if any of you guys played Crabata in listening, but they do this. All your tokens are being utilized. You have to use this to do that. That's all we're trying to do. Give utility, give it a system, and give it a place to be.
As always, brilliant explanation. I fully understand it. Thank you very much, and totally on board.
Good
Appreciate
question,
that.
man.
Thank you. We're trying. I mean, we're again all subject to some changes. We need some tokenomic experts to look at it and say, you guys are dumb, or this is an idea, but you need to shift some of this or fix some of this. That's what we definitely realize we need some more help in that aspect. But we're trying. So please hear us.
No, yeah, nice one. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
There was somebody else on stage. Did we lose him?
Johnny, I think it was. Was it Johnny something?
Yeah,
Johnny. It was Johnny. Where did Johnny guy go?
Let me see if he's raised his hand back. He hasn't. All right, Grim and Yasrat, if you guys want to come up, 2 community helpers.
Hello, can you hear me?
What's going on, Grim?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Talk to you.
What's up,
Yeah,
Grim?
it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude.
I made it back from Mexico. I purposely caught COVID, so I got to stay an extra 6 days.
Jeez.
That must have been an experience.
Yeah, it cost me $20. $20. They said I caught it, and I fucking sent it to my work. They gave me an extra 6 days off. It's amazing that worked. So, yeah. Quick question. I kind of was wondering about. So, are these NFTs going to be like stackable? Or are you going to have to pick and choose which nodes get what rewards per NFT, and how many is it going to affect? I know it's still the beginning.
The current design is you can have as many as you want, and each NFT for ease of coding, right? We don't want to make something that's super awesome, but then takes a year and a half to build. So right now, and again, everything is subject to change. I can't state that enough. The current design is that, let's say you have 30 nodes, okay, 35. We'll say you have 35 nuclear nodes, okay, or generators, sorry. You would need 4 NFTs because each one covers a maximum of 10, and it goes in accordance of oldest to newest. So you know how your generators display on screen in the DAP? So it goes from top to bottom in order of 10. So if you have 35 and you want to power all 35, you'll need 4 battery packs.
Okay, so like you can't sit there pick and choose. I got a couple of those pesky hydro ones because
Mhm.
you know I had them before we had the nuclear ones.
Mhm.
I would really like. They don't really make much. I'd rather just power the nuclear ones instead of
Yeah.
use the NFTs for that.
Well, what's cool is so you can order. What we would like to do is have it. You can order your NFTs versus stacking them to individual nodes, and this is all something we're still going to be discussing with Cut and the development team. But you know, there are certain NFTs that may or may not be of more value to you based on their stats. And so if you have, you know, a bunch of wind nodes or whatever you want to not hold on to, just stack up your less useful, less favorite battery packs when you get down to that sum. You know, because I'm there with you, man. I have many hydros myself, so
Yeah, it's
I'll
like
trade
yeah,
you. I'll trade you hydros for my wins. How about that? Okay.
no.
And
I
again,
kind of want to make a pretty wallet where I have nothing but nuclear. So you know.
I'm kidding. I love them all, but I joke. And for those who don't know, I had to do testing, and I what was it like? I had 7 power tokens, and Ronin had me test the wins, and I was an idiot and forgot that when you click create a node with 7, he did 7 wins. So now I
that
have
was fun.
yes. So now I have 7 wins, all named Ronin made me do it.
Well, so you're saying that we will be able to actually not power those ones up just so that we can get rid of them?
Grim, so please bear in mind, we there is so much to work this out. Like
Yeah,
we're only on the documentation side of this. So knowing how it's all going to work, we have no idea. Let me just put that out there. We don't know if you can stack them. We don't know what's codable and how. I think if, you know, when you start thinking about contracts and how they work, it reads what's in your wallet. So I don't know how we can separate, you know, all your nodes versus 1 or 2 nodes to then see this one NFT. So there's a lot to be worked out there.
And that's why the answer that I gave you was based on time of creation, right? Because we know that is traceable within the original contracts.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks, guys. My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna have to let you guys go.
All right, Grim. Thank you for coming up,
Yeah,
brother. Good to hear
question,
your voice.
Man. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
You too.
And sorry we couldn't, you know, I'd love to have all those answers right now. You guys, please, again, this is the road we want to try to blaze. As I look at this I say blaze, and you guys see the chat, the gift that was blaze. That came out. We're trying to make our own path, and this is kind of the avenue we want to go. There's a lot for us to figure out. We're giving you guys the ideas to where then we can take some more ideas and work this out. So bear with us. We don't have all the answers on that direction. Once we get the documentation and start working on coding, and we'll start taking ideas like, okay, what if we did this? What if we did that? How can we do this? We'll get there. This might take a while. Bear with us. Again, we're just sharing this information. We do have a lot more to still work on. You know, the phantom fee, I'd love to start being worked on. I still want to see the governance from energy. And then we need to get our bugs fixed with claiming and compounding. So a lot to work on. We need to hire another dev and keep rocking and rolling. Anybody else want to come up on stage?
Let me look. I was in the chat. Yeah, we got a hand up. Alrighty, crypto guy. Come on. I like the picture of the cat.
Oh, open the AMA questions. I'll open AMA questions, I guess.
What's going on, man?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Gotcha.
So just a couple of questions. I'm very new to the crypto space. I did a lot of just looking around more, shopping around more than anything before I jumped into a couple of projects. So just a question on your mechanics when it comes to compounding. I have some power rewards at the moment, but it's not enough to create a new nuclear. If I were to buy enough power tokens to make up the difference, can I mix the two to create a new node, or does it have to be
Yes.
like?
Yes, you
You
have to
can-
have. You have to have. I'm going to say 51%. You have to have 51% in rewards, and then
Right.
if you have that, you can then have some in your wallet to then compound into. Yes.
Fantastic. And my second question, I was watching a video the other day. This guy was commentating on the state of node projects in general, and that they're all quite high risk plays, and some are more successful than others. And he was showing the graphs on things like Dex Screener of a lot of these protocols, and how they sort of, he called them like mountains. The protocol peaks, then it comes down and down, never really recovers. And that was a big concern because, again, with me being quite new to the space, I've been buying in when the price has been relatively high, and so my concern has been, am I ever going to see my ROI? So, do you have any thoughts on that at all?
Yep. The way the charts for node projects are so different to a chart for a normal project, because the protocol cells when you create nodes, which ours are turned off now, but when they first start, so you got your initial peak when you launch, you got your set price, you got your hype launch, it goes up into the sky, and it comes crashing back down pretty quickly, as most launches seem to do. But it's exaggerated with the node project, because the more nodes that get created at that point, the more cells that are done by the protocol. So you find as time goes on, the more people that are buying in, they're buying the tokens, which makes the price go up a little bit. But then as soon as they node up, you're creating 4 sell orders for every buy order at the time. So there's this instant pressure. But at the same time, that was
Right.
necessary, because that's how you build the treasury. So that's how the funds are accumulated by the project. So then it starts to stabilize out a bit. So the problem is people try to chart a node project like they would chart a normal project, and the only way you could do that accurately to work out the actual buys and sells is to remove every sell order that was done by the protocol and not by a person. And I don't know if a chart like that exists, or how you'd get one, but the charts are always going to look like that, to my
Yeah.
knowledge, for a node project, because of how the cells work by the project itself, not cells done by people. It
Yeah.
paints a false narrative.
Cells
Okay.
done by people also add on to that. You have to keep in mind that most of the time on every single node project, emissions are higher than what the treasury is able to do in buybacks a month. And until a project finds out how to control that balance, like, I feel like a lot of node projects are just going to continue on this downhill trend until the treasury is enough to sustain the daily emissions.
Yeah, to give you a quick example, it was probably about a month or so ago, or nearly a month, I'd say, when the node cells were turned off. If you looked at the Dex Screener for, let's just say, an hour, and there was 100 sell orders, something like 85 of them were from node creations.
Yeah.
So
Right, I see.
they were creating a node, and then 2 or 3 of them, whatever the sellers, were just from the person creating a node, not actually someone selling the token. So it was,
Well,
it wasn't in
yeah.
proportion at all.
Yeah, and the other major issue is projects, right? And we're one of them. Is utility for the token other than selling, right? Like let's be honest. What other utilities does any other project? I don't want to call out names, but let's just think of one, right? What else can you use their token for other than selling? And that's why some of these charts are looking like this. Is the market makes an ugly turn. All you can do with it is sell it. That's why we like the idea of trying to gamify and keep those tokens in our ecosystem, where you're okay. Yes, you're going to have some sales. So let's say you're getting taxed on it, and then on the other side of it, we're gamifying it, and you're utilizing those tokens to keep this moving. At least there's some utility. At least there's use case for them other than just selling.
And this is why the LP pools are important too. Because, say, for example, you've got a whole bunch of tokens sitting there. Instead of selling them, you throw them in the LP. You can take out of that at any time without paying a tax at all. So you can generate rewards in there without a tax. So while you're waiting for your sliding tax to depreciate from 60% down to, say, 10%, you can keep generating and withdrawing your rewards from the LP pool. And the LP is another use for your tokens. People should be utilizing it a lot more. The return's actually pretty good from it. I personally make more rewards from my LP pool than I do from my nodes.
Right.
And there's no
Okay.
and there's no
Worth
tax
bearing in
there.
mind.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you. Well, thanks so much. I must admit, like I say, of the few projects that I'm in, I'm very bullish on you guys. Like I say, I'm going to buy some more power and start creating some more nodes. So thanks very much.
Hey, Crypto Guy, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I'm answering questions in the AMA channel as we go along. But yes, Rocks, I'm glad he's up. He has taken over and started our Telegram. Yes, Rocks, you got questions or you come up to talk about it? What you got, my man?
Hello, Jerry. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, bro. This is the first time we are interacting with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like I was going to discuss about the utility, like we have spoken about. Remember, we have discussed about the NFT thing.
Yeah, I actually I don't give anything away because we don't have confirmation, we don't have approval that we want to move forward. But
No, just it was the idea. I just want to discuss about you were talking about the utility of the tokens. So I just want to say, if we create a primary marketplace and people have ideas to introduce NFTs, like you say the power battery NFTs. So all those kind of NFTs can be hosted in our NFT marketplace, and you can bring out NFT games where we can gamify our play to earn ecosystem through this, which can increase the utility of our tokens.
Agree. And so I'll go ahead and open this up. So me and Yes Rocks are talking. He has somebody who could create an NFT marketplace for us for obviously a certain dollar value, design and build. I am waiting for some documentation so that I can then take that to cut. Right now, it's just.
So I'll share some example of marketplaces which the developer has created. So it's a fully functional marketplace where people can create their own NFTs, and we can also list their NFTs, and we can even bring gamify NFTs also over there.
Yeah, so it's a great idea and something I think we could utilize if we get to our NFTs.
Yeah, because it's like we have our energy tokens, we have our power token. We can use energy tokens for gamifying, also for power tokens as a reward for gamifying. And people can get our gaming NFTs, and for that they will be having rewards for the NFTs also. So that's the project I was pitching about. So I think so we should even discuss with the team, right?
Yes, once we get the documentation and I can share it with the team. Yes.
Sure. I'm making it ready. I'll get you the complete list of everything, the action plan, everything. So I think so. This will bring up a great utility for power token, and it increases the model of the thing which for utility, and there will be lots of people utilizing the token to circulate it in the market.
Love it.
Yeah. And again, so if we want to do this, we definitely need to start building now. That's why I need some kind of information to share with
that's I'm working. I just want to discuss in the AMA about this thing. So how I want to see how others feel about this idea.
The NFT marketplace, or the
NFT marketplace and gaming NFTs also.
We from the mod team we say yes, but we can't approve spending from the treasury for that.
I'm not talking about I know it's about the devs and everything. I'm just keeping up the idea. Just like it can be a play to earn ecosystem, and a complete ecosystem which involves the circulation of a power token, which has lots of utility, where people can operate on a single network with multiple currencies also in our primary market. We don't need a secondary marketplace to sell our NFT. We can have our own marketplace design, and we can host others also in our own marketplace.
I agree. I think we definitely need to have our own marketplace instead of a secondary one.
Agree. I fully agree. That way you can control any kind of undercutting. And then if we do create our own NFT marketplace, does that allow us to then convert our nodes into NFTs? Lots of conversations there. I don't know if that's the route we want to go, but at least if you were to make nodes, and this is our whole conversation we had long ago about learning about NFTs and nodes becoming NFTs, is if you had a node and it became an NFT, it completely diluted your token. So conversations there. Once we start getting into an NFT marketplace and conversations like that, changes our space a little bit. So I like our conversations. We'll get there.
Ecosystem.
What?
No, it changes our ecosystem itself completely. It brings a different utility out of it.
Agree. And if we can get ours in line, our NFTs in line, and figure out our tokenomics of our gamification of our own nodes, that just makes us even better. We have all our own ecosystem within working together. So that's the plan. And
sure. We'll move on with the plan. We'll try to make it a better one.
Yeah, and yes, Rox, I do want to say again, shout out to the Telegram that you started for us and got up and running. I just want to say thank you on the AMA.
Yeah, welcome. And I have lots of plans also. I'm doing it. I'm trying to bring up some digital marketing aspects also.
Yep.
And I hope I'll be doing some better works in the marketing also. I'm bringing in more and more people to the notes.
We appreciate you. And if you guys have any questions on Telegram, at YesRox. I hate Telegram. I can't. I still am trying to figure out how to use it. I'll get there.
Yeah, sure. You'll get it, bro. Like I have lots of. I'm adding people. I think so. I can even make Telegram community bigger than what we have in Discord. Also, I'll bring like literally hundreds and thousands of people into it in just under a month.
Whoa, big numbers. All right, I'm excited to see it. What's our numbers at right now?
Yeah, sure.
I haven't checked today. What's our numbers at today?
Right now it's at 270 or 280 people. It's just 2 days passed by.
Hey, that's not 270. That's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. And I think so. By end of 10 days, I'll be reaching up to 3,000 to 5,000 people up. These are organic people, and these people are from DeFi space. Everyone who I'm adding are from DeFi space completely.
Yep. All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
and these are various investors from various other projects similar to the DeFi things.
Agree. I love it. Yes, Rox.
Yeah, and let's hope up some good things will come. We'll plan up good things, and we'll do the power up a better community. I'm also very much into power, and I like this project. A good one.
Well, thank you, Yes, Rox. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Do we have anybody else?
Nope.
Let's see. Lock and Loaded had a question in AMA. Any look at single-sided staking of power tokens to earn some energy spent to make a battery pack NFT? One person spends energy to make an NFT. Two, some energy is moved to the rewards pool to single-sided staking. The remaining is then burned as intended, so it still is overall deflationary. And three, people earn energy by staking power, taking power off the market, and then can use the energy to recharge their battery packs. So Lock and Loaded, that's a great idea. We would have to then create, and Dabs, help me here, because energy is no longer inflationary. We have stopped that being made. And so to do that, we would have to have a pool for emissions of energy. We'd have to change some contracts there. Right?
Yeah, we would.
It would get very complicated. I don't want to say it's not possible. I know single-sided staking and having conversations with Cut personally with single-sided staking and earning power was a big turnoff, which we still, I think we still have with Wrapped Phantom and power and Wrapped Phantom with energy. You're earning power, but those are more emissions of power, right? And that's something we're already struggling with is too many emissions. Now utilizing energy, as long as we have a big enough pool constantly, which would then mean rather than us burning, we're moving funds over into that.
Yeah, it'd have to be a big enough pool and a slow enough emission rate for that pool.
Yeah, not saying it's not doable. It's possible.
Yeah,
just not at the top of the list right now.
Yeah, I mean, rather than us burning all the energy from like the lottery, we move it over into that pool, and then also once we are up and running with our gamification, all the energy used for recharging could go back into that pool. Could be a nice little system, but that's a good idea. Some things we can think about and try to figure out. I know we want to make energy deflationary, but at the same time, we got to find that balance. We need more staking, better utility, Law Dog. Yeah, so we're staking and earning. That's kind of what we were talking about with the single-sided staking. Definitely things we'll take to the devs and see what they think. I like it. Slight incentives to not sell. An LP booster, discount in merch store, bonus lottery tickets. That's interesting thinking about discounts on merch store. LP boosters. I know Andos was talking about, and Mascot was talking about, having NFTs. Obviously, that's going to be utility for power and energy if we make it purchasable in that. But then also are they going to be used for boosting your nodes? Are they going to be used for negating your, your decay, as I'll call it now, but we're calling them different things, storms or something that happens. Once we get it all worked out, we'll figure out the full game plan. But yeah, those are the ideas: boosters and limiting decays. Let's see. Anybody else want to come up on stage? If not, I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah. Or a little over that 70-minute mark.
Yeah.
Winner. Okay, so last question. I'll take the last question right here, and it's a good question. King777 said, when are we going to invest some of the treasury? So this is a great question because we've all had it. We need ApeCoin, Jesus. So the sentiment around Phantom is the second we take our treasury, 2.23 million, and sell it, we have now realized the losses from Phantom tanking, right? You have to think of it in terms of what is your best investment right now. Could it be Phantom? At this point, Phantom's got me crying as well. But if you sell it, you're realizing those losses. And then now we're taking a risk into something else where Phantom truly has the ability, at least in our eyes, or cuts at least, is Phantom might be your best option, right? If Phantom gets back to even where it was a month ago, $1.30, we're almost double. So that's got to be our mindset there. That's at least where Cut's been, is he doesn't want to realize those losses on Phantom yet and not make investments. We did move 1.5 million into stables at $1.50, which was huge. The mod team kind of poking and prodding like, hey, are we going to make maybe some moves to put some, let's say 500,000 of that stable back into Phantom? Would that be a good idea? I think that's something the mod team's kind of been pushing. But those are the ideas, and I just wanted to be honest and open right there, King. I hope that answered your question. DB, you have 500 questions. You got to relax, bro.
We got the goat up here.
The goat is on the stage. Last question of the day for as far as voice questions.
And DB's coming in hot. Goat, what's going on?
Good. How you doing? How's everything, guys?
Good. Goat, I recognize the name, and we still have the ticket open.
Listen, man, I've been trying to help you guys out, man. I'm telling you, the answer to all this is external sustainability. And I don't know how else to say it. It just needs an investment. And you have an external sustainability. I was kind of doing some math just now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the price, which is like 9.7. The amount that's needed for the investment, if the people in power can cover it, it's like a 25 token donation, I would say, based on the price today. It looks like you got 25,000 Discord members.
Okay.
Yep. So the way the math goes, I mean, I hate to put this out in an AMA, but I mean, I just look at this project and the name is exactly, it would be perfect for this. And I know I had that ticket.
I still have the ticket open because it intrigued me and Andos.
Yeah.
And so bear with us. We don't.
But that
have
project,
control.
that's a big project. That is like one of the bigger projects we have.
Okay.
We have one that's a little smaller,
mm-hmm.
and we have the land for it. It's external sustainability. And at the end of the day, I would say at the price that the token is, if everyone in power, if you have 25,000 people in power who just donated 25 tokens, it would cover the initial investment. And from there, you would have an external sustainability. It would just literally take the community to go, yeah, you know what? I can donate 25 tokens. So 25,000 times 25 tokens, it's up to the community, And this will put down the initial investment. And I'm telling you, it's an outside sustainability, which just drives me crazy, just thinking that this price and where it was. And, it's just, and from here, it's just a matter of looking forward into the future, into that other project.
Well,
I know it's tough. It's a tough world here, in ecosystem.
I got
Go ahead.
So kind of everybody's probably going, what is he talking about, right? Not only 25 tokens. Maybe explain a little bit as to what your idea is, because the only people who can see that ticket are the mods. So just so you know.
Yeah. What is that external source?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
What is that external source?
Hello?
Goat, can you hear Dabs?
I
Yeah.
can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay,
Cool.
He's
What
asking
was that?
what was it?
What was the external source?
What's
What
Well,
is
the
your
first
idea?
project is a waste of energy project. The entire world is asking for a project like this, you know, and my buddy owns the intellectual rights to this. It's a big project. It's something that just the name power just fits. The other one's a little different and it's in the same industry. It's a little smaller and it'll be something that will work up towards that. But the waste to energy project, which uses gasification of plasma gasification, will obliterate, dematerialize waste, and literally turn it into energy. That's the short answer. It's there. You know, my buddy owns the intellectual rights. I mean, between COVID and the way this market is, it's tough to get investments. I see this as something where this project can go. Now, that's a bigger one. We have a smaller one. I mean, literally, it just takes someone to just get on the phone and talk and understand what we're trying to do here. And I only see most of these protocols surviving with external sustainability. You keep living in the same ecosystem. I think you need to get out this basket and live in two different baskets: the real world and the ecosystem world of crypto. I think that's the answer. I mean, and the thing is, they're independent of each other. So if one goes bad, the other one's never going to go bad because as long as people are alive, there's going to be waste in the world. It's never going to go away unless people go away. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there. I've been trying to, sell this to different protocols. People don't understand. As long as people are in this world, there will be waste. Period. Nothing will ever stop this.
Is this an actual business your friend
It's
has?
a
And I'm just
business that
asking on the
exists
side
right
of the investor, or is it just an IP?
No. We have a smaller business right now that deals with this. The larger scale business is a little bit bigger, and based on
Is the business operating at a profit?
the smaller business, yeah. I mean, Waste Overs operates in a profit.
Okay, because you're using the words plasma and gas, and so I'm just trying to understand what it is that you do, because those are two different states of matter. And
They
to get
are
things to where you're using plasma is a high energy process. So
yes.
I just want to and I'm asking on behalf of you're asking a
No, of
big
course,
ask here for the power
which
investors,
we
right?
actually
So I'm just trying to understand your business of if you're trying to use a bunch of energy to create energy, off and just saying things like waste. I think definitely what you want to do is maybe create a document that we can maybe share with the community that really explains how the business works, the math behind it, the profit margins.
Go into ipande.com, IPANDE.com. We have
IPAND.com.
we have the system, we have the machine, we have the intellectual rights to that. That is the bigger project. You probably had a chance at one point in time with the price of the token to have been able to invest in it, but with the way it is now, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Now we'll just have to move into into one of the smaller scale projects we have and then work up to that. But you got to start somewhere because at the end of the day, sustainability's got to start somewhere. You can't just jump in because of the token price right now. But I definitely would like to just talk to you guys, like literally a separate conversation so you can literally understand where I'm at with this.
And go, I hear you, and then that's I agree. We do need, our original idea was to try to get outside, and a lot of that control, whether you write it down, and as you've seen, we had a ticket, and it was kind of, I don't want to say ignored, and it kind of was by the devs. So it's outside of the mods' control. All we can do is take, if like Mascot just said, if you create a document that shows some perks, some benefits, how much it would cost. And then we could take that to the devs and see if they're interested. That's truly all we can do.
If we could off this AMA, just get on another channel. We can talk. I could give you more particular information. I'm sure.
Yeah, if you create a
probably
ticket,
work out better. Excuse me.
He has a ticket open.
If you create a ticket, just tag all.
You got the perfect name for this too. That's why I came to you guys initially. I mean, your protocol has the perfect name.
We got you. I do. The thing you got to understand though is it's not me, Mascot, Dabs, or Andos who makes that decision, right? It's we take it to the team. So if you give us a document, I see the
it's all there on the help desk. I gave you. I laid everything out there for you guys.
I know you did, but there is no dollars. There's no, hey, how does the partnership look, and how does all that work? That's what they truly need to see.
If you're going to ask for us to have a real world asset investment, we're going to need and I'm saying this to be completely honest with you, right? We need real world assets, type of sort of what's the word I'm looking for? You need to approach it like how anybody would
Of
come to
course.
a real
Yeah,
business, and
no, I
but
totally
I
understand.
need you to bring. You're asking for people to effectively give you $400,000 from our community, which is fine, But if we need to know how you are going to benefit our business, other than saying this is a good investment.
Well, that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean?
We need to have a That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I gave you that preliminary information, and we need to have a conversation outside. So you could really understand. That's all it takes is understand. With 2-3 guys, whoever it is, and goes. We can just really speak. On the topic better.
I agree. And Goat, thanks for coming up to the AMA. We can only spend so much time on a potential investment. So I do
Okay.
want to say thank you. And I opened up the ticket's still there. It's still
Okay,
there.
perfect.
I just tagged you in it. I even put in. So I asked you for a couple questions in there. If you can just put that stuff in there for us.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, Goat. Appreciate you. Really do.
All right. Anytime, man. Take care.
All right, you too. That was a good one. And Andos,
Yeah.
me and you, we did. I'm gonna be honest. If there was something to invest in, and like you said, the power in getting rid of waste, investing in real investments that are creating profits is a great idea. Again, that's outside of our control. We can only share so much to the devs and how they want to invest into something like this. And when you get into this world too, you got to understand, making investments or partnerships. It's really tricky on a data. And by no means am I saying Goat is doing this, because it looks really cool and their idea is really cool. But we do come across a lot of scams day in and day out. Twitter scams, especially Twitter. Like, hey, we'll promote your stuff. Give us $1,000. And then when you find out, if you do things right, you find out they don't even own it. They're just copy pasting somebody else's Twitter, trying to get somebody to fall for a quick, $1,000, and then you realize, oh crap, I just paid somebody who doesn't truly own that Twitter. That happens daily. I've seen multiple YouTubes be used by multiple Discord users, saying, hey, I'll promote your stuff. So those are things as the mod team we have to be aware of. And even as Cut being a security advisor in his space, he's highly aware of this stuff too. So we got to be careful how we share stuff. Give us a full pitch, put it all in documentation, and then what happens on the backside, how that stuff truly works, will fall in place. So I hope you guys understand how that all works.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of legalities in this matter too, you know what I mean? So it's really a gray area when it comes into investing crypto money outside of crypto.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we got for today, you guys. It was, good questions, good information. There's a ton of stuff in AMA questions, so hard to keep up with you guys. I apologize. I'll try to scroll through this if any of the mods can scroll through and answer some of the questions in the AMA that we might have missed. But I'll say this. I'll end with this. I know we have some bugs. Bear with us as we try to fix these gas issues, you guys. It's bothering us as well. We want it to be functioning and working properly. So bear with us. And with that being said, you guys have a great week and a great rest of your day.
See you, fellas.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Good stuff.